Hello, everyone, and welcome into another episode of the Big Blue News Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Beesmore. It's episode 22, and tonight we are just going to talk about Kentucky's schedule this upcoming year, previewing week one, and what I think UK's record will be this upcoming year. So let's get into it. The very first game of the year, Kentucky will be playing against Miami of Ohio this coming up Saturday. It's a night game. It's at 7 o'clock p.m. And even though Miami of Ohio is projected to win their conference this coming up year, I think UK wins in a blowout. But I am very interested to see how our players will do without Chris Rodriguez and Jordan Wright because they will be suspended a few games. Mark Stoops did talk about that whenever previewing the first week. He doesn't know how long they'll be out, he said, but it will be. He will let us know next week. Here's what he exactly said. He said, "I expect a few of them to have multiple game suspensions, but I don't know. I'll address it next week." So, like I said, uh, I don't know how long Chris Rodriguez and Jordan Wright will be out, and who knows if other players will be out as well from these suspensions. But I am very interested to see how UK does, for the first 3 or 4 games of the year, especially in that second game against Florida. But we are also banged up with the left guard with Kenneth Horsey. He's usually supposed to be the starter, but he will not be starting the first game as he's hurt, injured currently. So right now they will be bringing in redshirt freshman Jagger Perton right now as the starter for week one. So I am interested in seeing how that works out for UK, along with the other freshmen that will be playing with Berrien Brown and Dane Key, as they are also both starters on the wide receiver line. For the running back, we don't have Chris Rodriguez, like I said, so we'll have Kavosiey Smoke, who's been around forever. So I'm glad he'll be the starting running back. And then the backup, Ramon Jefferson, the transfer. So excited to see him play as well. But our running back position is deep. We have other running backs, so we'll be fine with that. I mean, we have Juton McLean as another one, so we'll be fine this upcoming year. We'll have, five, 6 running backs we can use all year. So I'm excited about UK with their running back position because of how big it is, but just a little nervous without having Chris Rodriguez for a few games and also Jordan Wright. So that'll be interesting along with, the freshman playing. But I think UK in their first game of the year, I think they blow out Miami of Ohio State 35-10. Now going to the second game of the year, it's Kentucky versus Florida. Kentucky is also ranked 20th. I did not mention that earlier. So we are ranked going into the season. So I'm excited about that. But a lot of people are saying the Kentucky versus Florida game is a make it or break it game. While I can agree with that on a little aspect, I really don't think it is. I think Kentucky will win, not in a blowout, but I don't think it'll be close, in my opinion. I think they'll probably win 24-10. Why I say Florida won't win is because they've gone through so much this past offseason with losing their head coach, firing Dan Mullen, bringing in a new head coach with Billy Napier, and then also players transferring, leaving because of the firing, of course. But they also have a new quarterback. So I think UK, it's going to be low scoring. I think UK wins, not in a blowout, but 2 scores. I would say 24-10. Will Levis has a big game. The freshmen, they have a big game with the wide receiver line. Very excited. Third game of the year now. Kentucky versus Youngstown State. It's at noon. I think Kentucky wins in another blowout. I'll go again. Let's go with 31 to let's go 31-7 against Youngstown State. I don't think they stand a chance. I'm happy, UK is playing them because a lot of people are from Youngstown in Ohio, so I'm glad UK is playing against them, but I don't think Youngstown stands a chance. UK wins in a blowout. Now let's talk about the fourth game of the year. It's Northern Illinois. They are expected to win their conference as well, but I don't think Northern Illinois stands a chance. I think they might put more scores, compared to Miami of Ohio and Youngstown State, but I think Kentucky will be fine. And that might be the last game, Jordan Wright and Chris Rodriguez may be suspended for. Like Matt Jones of KSR was saying, Chris Rodriguez was 3 to 4 games. Jordan Wright was expected only 1 game, but we'll see. Hopefully that will be the last game Chris Rodriguez is suspended for however long he is. I don't know how long he will be, but hopefully Chris Rodriguez will be back after that game. But I think UK probably wins this game. I would say give me 42 to 20. Northern Illinois puts up a little dogfight, but Kentucky easily wins that game. Now to the fifth game of the year, and I think this game is one of the toughest for UK. Right now, it's the 20th matchup with Kentucky and the 21st matchup with Ole Miss, my bad. But it'll be interesting to see how Lane Kiffin replaces their previous quarterback with Matt Corral. But I think this game is where UK loses their first game of the year just because it's being played in Mississippi. It's an away game. I know the previous matchup they lost was in 2020, where UK lost by 1 point because they missed an extra point, but it was also during COVID, and UK had a very down year. That year they only went 5-6. I think they could have won in 2020, but I think this game is where UK finally loses their first game. They start out the season 4-0 and then losing to Ole Miss, going 4-1. And now let's talk about another big game, the halfway point of the season, UK versus South Carolina. I think UK wins that game, even though South Carolina, they did bring in a new quarterback with Spencer Rattler from Oklahoma. So it'll be interesting to see how they play, but I don't think South Carolina stands a chance. I think our O-line will be fine. Defense will be great. I think they'll be able to sack Spencer Rattler, get there pretty often, force him to get rid of the ball quickly. Obviously, they can run too, but I think UK will definitely win that game, especially after what happened last year. Last year, that game was insane. UK got the win, but I think UK has South Carolina's number. I think it'll be a really close one. I'd say UK wins in a close game, 24-17, another low scoring game. And I forgot to give the score for the Ole Miss Kentucky game. I'd say the Ole Miss Kentucky game will be very high scoring, and I'd say it'll be 35-31 Ole Miss. All right, now let's get into the Mississippi State, the seventh game of the year. Mississippi State versus Kentucky, and I have Kentucky winning. I know Kentucky lost last year to Mississippi State, but usually how they have been going, the matchups is for every time they play at home, whoever plays at home, they usually get the win. Last year was played at Mississippi State. Mississippi State got the win 2020. UK got the win during the COVID year. So I think UK probably wins this game. It'll probably be low scoring, I would say. Another low scoring game, I would say it'll be close though. I'll say 27-17, close game, but UK gets another win. They move on 6-1 for the year, and then UK finally gets a bye week going to the Tennessee matchup. But I feel like Tennessee has UK's number. just because they've been able to beat us, almost every year. I think under Coach Stoops, we've only won two matchups against Tennessee with UK. Winning in 2016 or 2017, whenever they had Steven Johnson. I can't recall which one. I think it was 2017, if I remember correctly. And then they also won in 2020. Our defense came up big with interceptions, pick sixes. Terry Wilson played very well that game. And I couldn't believe we, finally won against Tennessee, especially in Neyland Stadium in 2020. So, like I said, I don't think UK will win this game just because of, how great Tennessee is with, their starting QB with Hendon Hooker. He played phenomenal last year against UK. So did Will Levis, but he also threw some interceptions. I know he threw one costly interception that led to a pick six. If that doesn't happen, then I think UK might have won that game. But he threw a pick six, and that really put UK in a hole. I think they went down 2 scores. But I think this game will be another high-scoring game like it was last year. I'd say it'll come down towards the very end, but I think Kentucky loses, Tennessee wins. I'd say it'll be 45 to 35. So Tennessee wins by 10 points. It'll be a close game for sure, but Tennessee gets the win. So now we go to Kentucky versus Missouri. This game is at Missouri. Missouri really hates Kentucky ever since Bossman Fat was on the team. Missouri and UK, they have had a little rivalry, but I don't think Missouri stands a chance. I think UK wins this game. It'll be probably, I'd say Kentucky wins this game 31 to 20. So it'll be a little high scoring, but UK, I'd say, gets the win easily against Missouri. And now we're going into the final 3 games of the year with Vanderbilt versus Kentucky. It's going to be played at Kroger Field November 12th. And I'd say this game is an easy win. Vanderbilt doesn't stand a chance. Although last year, Vandy did keep it close. I forgot what the score was from last year's game. But Vandy did keep it close last year. But I think UK, they'll win in a blowout. I'd say they'll probably win 42 to 13 against Vanderbilt. So currently, UK, they have only lost 2 games leading up to this point. So right now they are 8-2 going into the year against Georgia. Georgia is currently ranked number 3, and people are saying this is the year that UK can beat Georgia just because they lost so many players to the NFL draft. So they won't be as great. And yes, people are right. This is the year that UK could definitely beat Georgia. It's being played at Kroger Field. It'll be a top matchup for sure, but I think Georgia will probably prevail. I think it'll be a low scoring game because all the games are very low scoring, but I think Stetson Bennett comes up clutch for Georgia towards the end of the game. Their defense also prevails over Kentucky. And I'd say Georgia wins in a low scoring game. I'll say 17 to 10. I'll say UK loses by a touchdown. It'll come down to the very end. I think UK will try to have possession to try to score a touchdown, but I don't think they'll be able to succeed. So it'll be a very low scoring game like it has been in the previous years. But I think Georgia wins again, sadly. And now Kentucky is 8-3 going to the year. And then their final matchup is Louisville versus Kentucky at Kroger Field. And I think UK, they have finally came to the realization that, hey, they can beat Louisville at Louisville or, at home. And I think with UK coming to that realization, they'll be able to beat Louisville single-handedly. I don't think it'll be a close game like it was the past few years. I think Kentucky wins this game in a blowout. It'll be, I'd say, 35 to 10. Give me that score. UK beats Louisville. So they finished up the year, in my opinion, 9-3. But I feel like, in my opinion, if Kentucky doesn't at least get 8 wins or more this season, it's a complete failure. They need to at least get 8 wins, in my opinion, because if they get 7, so many people are going to come after Mark Stoops and the new offensive coordinator and Rich Scangarello. But it'll be very interesting to see. I really don't want UK to go 8-4. I mean, they could easily lose to Mississippi State. They could also lose to Florida. I mean, those are two games that UK could lose, and then they could go 7-5 this year. Could lose to South Carolina as well, Missouri 5-7 right there. But I don't think that will happen. In my opinion, the best UK can do this upcoming year is 10-2. The worst that UK can do, in my opinion, is 8-4. But like I said, I am predicting UK to go 9-3, losing 3 matchups to Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Georgia. And if we lose to those 3 matchups, I think those are 3 solid losses. Even though it's bad to say solid losses, but I think those 3 would be solid losses because I feel like Ole Miss will be ranked all year, Georgia will be ranked all year, and Tennessee will also be ranked all year with how great their quarterback is with Hendon Hooker, the Virginia Tech transfer from Virginia Tech to Tennessee. So it'll be interesting to see how UK does this year. But if you want to contact me on social media, my Instagram is ChrisBeesmore_sports, and then Twitter is CBeesmoresports. But that's all I have for tonight's podcast. I hope y'all enjoyed. I will probably upload this Thursday morning so people can watch it, listen to it while they are heading to work. But I appreciate your time, everybody. I'm a little tired after working today, but happy to do another podcast. Happy to see what you all think. But thank you all for watching. Hopefully Chris Rodriguez will be back by the Ole Miss game, and if he is, maybe UK wins that game, but we'll see. Very excited for the year. Can't wait to see what happens. But thank you all for watching. I will have a new podcast out soon other than this one. Saturday morning I'll drop the Max Duffy podcast interview that I did, so I might not have another podcast up until Saturday, but I'll let y'all be. Have a great night. See y'all soon.